Hey everyone, what is up? I'm back with another video, and today we have a very interesting topic. It's not something people usually talk about very often or fondly of because of their past reputation. Of course, we're talking about video game movies, and today we'll be focusing on the possibility of a Legend of Zelda movie. Now, of course, there is a lot of video game based movies out there today, including Warcraft and Assassin's Creed back from 2016. And while all video game movies are pretty much different stories entirely, there's one thing that almost all of them have in common. They're bad. While in a video game, the plot is really fun to play out, it's not so good for a story when it's on the big screen. There isn't enough attachment built to main characters sometimes, and when your audience doesn't care about the characters, it becomes pretty boring to watch. It is especially sad to see a bad movie made from some of your favorite video games that you are really excited to see finally coming to the big screen. Now, if you know me personally, you probably know I'm a pretty big fan of the Legend of Zelda series, and what fan doesn't want to see one of their favorite titles make it to the big screen? And that's when I got thinking after the director of the Metal Gear movie made comments on how he would make a Legend of Zelda movie. Of course, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild crossed my mind as a story. The movie could start off with a dream, possibly, with the fight against Ganon, and then when the battle starts to get really intense and Link is about to die, he wakes up. But director Jordan Roberts had very different ideas. Roberts said, "The thing about Zelda is not the Lord of the Rings, right? You cannot forget how quirky and bizarre Zelda is. I think you need to find a way to actually fuse the traditional Zelda and the very new Zelda. I think you have to find a way to very intensely fuse the pure, just sort of fantasy of the Ocarina of Time and the Link to the Past. But then I think you need to find a way to incorporate the new pseudo-tech stuff. You know, the lasers and Tron lines that happen in the newer games, but in a way that's not overwhelming." Now, the first thing that caught my eye is when Roberts later said, "I actually fully think Link should not speak the entire film. I would do a film where he's a silent protagonist," which is a very interesting idea. Of course, this actually kind of makes sense. Link is the embodiment of courage, the definition of bravery, so it would only seem right that we don't give him a personality of today's world with speech, and all we see on screen is what he's known for, courage and bravery. But I don't really agree with the integration of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's way too different from the other Legend of Zelda titles to be put in the same story. It could be used in a follow-up sequel, but definitely not part of the opening storyline. Or Breath of the Wild could be the opening story and have like a Star Wars kind of situation where it goes back to explain past events, and then in the future movies it returns to the future. Well, that's my take on the Legend of Zelda movie. If you have any ideas on a Zelda movie, feel free to leave it down in the comments. And as always, if you want to see more videos like these, click that in the cold ramen, and I'll see you guys in the next one.